Hi YouTube, this is Dark633, and today I'm bringing a review of the Transformers Adventure Frenzy and Rumble 2-pack, or known as TAV32, in response to the number released in the Transformers Adventure toy line. Now, once again, especially the way that it's designed, you see on the box, they reversed them again. Rumble and Frenzy were reversed on the box yet again, when in reality it should have been this way around, by the way their official names are, so it is a bit strange that once again it's been incorrect. But anyways, we'll take a look at the box, which is pretty strange actually. It's a pretty big box, which is almost like a Voyager style box, but not quite a Voyager. So this is the first Legends kind of figure that I have, so I don't really know, well, Legends slash Adventure, so I don't really know. The style box is pretty cool. It's pretty close to a lot of the older Japanese Takara Tomy exclusive toys, but it is pretty cool so far. It's got a really nice renderation of the two characters. It shows that the Decepticon logo does have a scanner app and so on, but what's nice is that Takara has cleverly hidden them away from the body. As you can see, just alone, you don't see the scanner anywhere. However, the scanner is hidden cleverly in one of the ground pounders that is featured on the toy. So it's pretty neat that they actually hid the symbols instead of just putting it on the open. They could have easily put it on a chest or somewhere else, but it's nice that they hid it away in robot mode, so that's cool. Anyways, we'll take a look at Rumble first. I've been wanting to get a hold of these figures since they were first announced during the United line, but I just never got a chance. And since Rumble was actually supposed to be released in the Reveal the Shield line, that got obviously cancelled, so we definitely did not get Frenzy as well. So it's cool that I finally got a hold of these figures. Anyways, we'll take a closer look at Rumble here, which has a really nice design and quite huge homage to the original G1 character. Now, obviously, these guys turn into tanks instead of the cassettes that they used to, but they still have the cassette kind of style still featured on the toy, so that's really cool. Articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint, which allows full movement, and can actually look pretty high up. Not so much down, though. His shoulders are on ball joints, so allows full movement. He does have a double hinge joint, technically. Since this is supposed to be for transformation, it's not really a articulation point per se, but it can kind of work as an articulation point, and it does swivel a bit left and right. No waist articulation, but he does have full ball joints in the hips. However, mine are really loose in both Frenzy and Rumble, so it's a bit of a shame that it ended up like that. He does have ball joints in the knees, so it's really tight there. Its feet can pivot due to transformation, so that's really cool. What's cool is that both of these toys feature, as I mentioned before, the abilities to transform their arms into the ground pounders. Basically, what you gotta do is flip this entire component around, like so, and then pull these pieces down. And you're gonna hide the hands actually back here, but you kind of need to fiddle around with the transformation joint in order to hide them back here. So it's a pretty interesting system how they hide the hands. And then, just so I can show off here, what you're going to do next in order to activate them is that both of these silver pieces on both Frenzy and Rumble are little spring gimmicks. But basically what you do is press it, then the ground pounders activate. You can put them into a position so that they can activate it, but you kind of need to play around with some of the articulation points in order to get it done properly. But what's cool is that because of the way that the head is well articulated, you can make him look like he's looking forward. So that's cool that they can do that. So it looks something like this. Obviously, I'm not the best in posing figures, but here we go. Make them look like that they're ground pounding the ground. So that's really cool. The same thing can be done for Frenzy here, but his springs are a little bit more finicky than Rumble, so I have to be a little careful here, since this one's a lot more sensitive, as you can see there. What you're going to do is turn these around again, flip these down, same thing on the other side, turn these around, done. There you go. We'll now activate his. So that's cool that these toys actually feature that. We're just going to transform Rumble, and I'm going to skip ahead after we transform him to show both their vehicle modes, since they transform the exact same way. How to transform them, they're quite simple, but at the same time, if you don't get the parts right, things do get in the way quite a bit. Forgot to mention that these are also slightly articulated, and they're actually clipped on here, so we're just going to quickly show how it looks like clipped off. It's rather tight. It's the first time I'm ever trying to remove them. So there you go. There you just use those regular clips. As you can see there. I'm going to clip it back. Get these back in the way, so make sure that these pieces don't fly off. Okay, there. Now, to transform him into vehicle mode, we're going to pull up the chest panel piece and lay it flat, so it looks like this. We're going to turn this around so that this panel here faces forward, or should I say the cannons, not so much a panel. Turn these around so that these face forward, the right direction. Down here, what you're going to do next is turn these around. Be a bit tricky. Turn these around. Back here, these are going to peg together back here, but first we need to move things around so it looks like this. Turn this around. I'm going to peg into a little groove up here. So let's see. Trying to get them pegged in. Do need to play around with it since they also peg here as well. So do need to turn components around in order to get everything aligned. Once you do, it'll be easier to connect them. Okay, there. They're gonna peg up here, so let's get them together up here. There you go. Now it's a lot more secure. What you're going to do next is take these and we're going to push these up, and then we're going to actually collapse the heels. And these are going to, sorry, let's try to get into the frame there. Peg into a little empty gap up here. So once we get that together, snap these together. As you can see, there's another peg here. There's a lot of pegs that you need to plug everything in order to get everything into place. So hopefully I can get everything snapped together. Okay. So there we have him in his vehicle mode. I'll be back after I transform Frenzy and we can take a quick look at their vehicle modes. Now, turning Frenzy into his vehicle mode was a lot more pain than it needed to be. There's a lot of panels that just don't like to stay together, and as you can see, this spring likes to go off every 10 seconds, and it's really annoying how that one is going through a lot of either QC issues or mine's just slightly defective, and it's really annoying just how it is. Rumble on the other end really turned out much better when transforming it. Just to show, they do turn into these tiny little tank modes. And they do have plastic wheels at the bottom. Blue for Rumble and red for Frenzy. And they roll pretty well amongst hard and soft surfaces, I guess. Soft surfaces is obviously not going to be as bad, but I think they roll okay from the last time I checked. But overall, I still think the vehicle modes are really nice, and besides the fact that they have very finicky spring gimmicks, it's pretty cool to get a hold of the set. Besides the really annoying ground pounder spring gimmick issue, I still think this is a really nice set to get a hold of, and I highly recommend this to those who are fans of Frenzy and Rumble, and maybe just want to get it if you weren't able to get it the first time it was released in the United line. And I still think they hold up to today. Obviously, there's going to be most likely new ones for the Titan class figures, but these are still pretty good for what it is today. And what's also awesome, is forgot to mention vehicle mode, is that the scans do not appear in vehicle mode at all. So they're cleverly hidden in robot mode, and they're completely concealed in vehicle mode. So I'm very impressed with Takara's design team has done to find a way to cleverly hide those pesky, large scanning apps for, obviously, the Transformers World in the Skies app and whatever app they have in Japan. I'm not sure how the Japanese app works. But I think this is still a really nice set, and if you're able to get a hold of one, then I highly recommend picking this up. I got this from Amiami along with Blackarachnia, as I mentioned in the Blackarachnia review, and I highly think this is a really nice set even today, and I'm pretty sure you will not be disappointed. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hirotaku and the Gideon blog as soon as they reopen. Also, please check me out on Twitter under Darkon633. And please check out the other channels down below, including the WW podcast and more. And I'll be seeing you on YouTube. Bye.